Well, howdy, folks. Just got out of the theater over at here at the AMC Classic 12. Now is what it's called. Just got out of seeing Sound of Freedom. This is an extremely important film. Forget about Indiana Jones. And I say that as an Indiana Jones fan. Forget about Mission Impossible. Forget about whatever Disney's putting out. Go see Sound of Freedom. Because Hollywood doesn't want you to see this film. Matter of fact, there have been reports that, first of all, we know that there has been no media advertising because the mainstream media refuses to advertise it. There's also been reports of theaters like AMC, not this one in particular, so I don't want to point the blame at this theater because the film played fine, but some theaters, they are causing the film to glitch. And it's because the movies now are digitally projected and downloaded by what's called DCP. Digital Cinema Package is what it stands for. And some theaters are glitching on that particular movie. And the theater chains are not refunding people money. But I have a little theory about this. The reason why Hollywood doesn't want you to see this film, because they are part of the problem. Film stars Jim Caviezel, you may know from The Passion of the Christ and TV's Person of Interest. And he stars as Tim Ballard, who is a former agent of Department of Homeland Security. And his mission is to go after child pornography and pedophiles. And so he comes across this one, and it's a Colombian boy, or let's just say it's a Colombian family. And very early on in the film, this Colombian boy, 8-year-old Colombian boy, codenamed Teddy Bear, is rescued at border control at the Mexico-United States border. But then the boy reveals to Ballard that he has a sister and he doesn't know where she is. He tells the whole story, and the film goes into a flashback of kind of explaining what happened. And that all these children are lured into believing that they could be musicians or actresses or actors or actresses or models. And then they lure them into this hotel room, take their photo, and then shove them into shipping crates where they're shipped all throughout the world for sex trafficking. Go see this film. I can't say what else without spoiling what happens, but this particular story does have a happy ending with these two kids being rescued. However, Jim Caviezel and titles come at the end of the film. This is a $150 billion industry that is going on. And I want to quote what this film says. God's children are not for sale. So, and this is what I'm thinking. When you have a person that's promising these children a job in the entertainment industry, guess what I'm thinking, Hollywood? You're part of the problem. You sick and twisted evil people. This movie is not rumors. This is not beliefs. This is not something that was propaganda. This is something that is actually going on in this world. It's a sick world we live in. And when you are coming to defending of these pedophiles, you are sick. You are sick people. So I would encourage anybody, I'm sorry if I'm shouting, but this is how passionate I am. This is what the movie made me feel. So I would encourage you, forget about all the rest that your local movie theater is playing and go see Sound of Freedom. If you can find a theater that is playing it, go see it. And support this and tell Hollywood to shut their mouth. They're sick and evil people. God's children are not for sale. Period. As a matter of fact, I'll put some scripture right below here. What happens when you mess around with kids. And there's even a character where Tim Ballard quotes this scripture to this pedophile. He goes, I don't even know what that means. And he goes, you're going to find out, basically. So, Sound of Freedom. It's a must-see. Forget everything else that's coming out. And you got Indiana Jones. You've got the Mission Impossible. You've got a Transform. Forget all that garbage. Show Hollywood what matters with you. You show what happens with your dollars. And where you're spending your money. So I spent my money on this one. God's children are not for sale. Period. So from me to you, see you later.